My name is Sophia, and I will be guiding you today in our restorative class. Find yourself on your mat with any pillows, bolsters, blankets, or blocks that you have. Today, I personally recommend having 2 blocks, 2 pillows, a blanket, and a strap. If you don't have those things, you can use a bolster, you can use multiple blankets, you can use multiple pillows, and for the strap, you could also use a scarf. Sometimes I actually like a scarf more because the texture will be really soft. So, collect your items and meet me back here. You can also bring any comfort items like crystals or a hot tea to comfort you, to nourish you during this practice. This practice essentially is a practice of no sensation and deep relaxation. We want you to feel as supported as possible in all the postures we'll be holding today. This is a practice that's great for when you've been in deep stress lately, when you've been feeling in fight or flight, and also if you've been having trouble sleeping, this is great for right before sleeping or right before maybe even a stressful event that's coming up. This will really help you activate that parasympathetic nervous system by lowering the heart rate, lowering the blood pressure, deepening the breath, and centering you into the present moment. It also could help lower cortisol and adrenaline levels, which are associated with chronic stress disorders, right? That can lead into further disease. As part of this practice, we'll actually be doing one of our poses with the wall. So if you'd like to now get your mat positioned against a wall with all your props nearby, that would be ideal, and the easiest way to transition into that pose is one of our last poses. So you can do it now or you can do it later. I would recommend doing it now to be completely comfortable and have an easy transition into that pose, into that posture. So with every yoga class, one of the most beautiful things we can do is set an intention as a class. So whether you are here live, watching a replay, or if you're here for the YouTube video, which this is a YouTube video, we can still use our collective intention to create a bigger ripple effect in the world by creating positivity and increasing our consciousness and positivity within everything we do. So for this beautiful practice, let's close our eyes, come into seated position, and bring your hands at prayer position at your heart, in the center of your chest. You can close your eyes, inhale deeply, hold the breath to the top, and then exhale, side out. 2 more times, inhale through the nostrils, into the chest, ribs, belly, and then ha outside the breath. Let's do the last one like we really mean it with that sigh out. Inhale through the nostrils, nice and slow. And you're ready, really let out that sigh you've been wanting to get out for a while. Let it out. Let it out. We are relaxing today. We are making this time to relax and making this time as an intentional time for self-care and self-love. So today, let's set our intention to love ourselves, right? Easier said than done. But through this practice, by setting that intention, we can remind our subconscious, our inner child, our soul, whatever you believe in, that we care about ourselves, we care about our mental health, we care about our physical health, and we want to help ourselves. This is what part of what yoga is about, not just helping others through changing ourselves for the better, but also changing ourselves to love ourselves and to like ourselves and to nourish ourselves for the better, right? Let's steady the breath and get ready to enter our first pose. Each pose will be held for 5 to 10 minutes. I will be keeping track of the time, so relax and enjoy. We'll start with a wide-legged forward fold. So from Sukhasana or seated position, you can spread out your legs to a place where you feel little to no sensation, but it's right at the edge of maybe said sensation where you might feel sensation, right? At this point, we want to grab our bolster or blankets. For me, I have two nice big blankets and a folded up, for me, I have two big pillows and a folded up blanket. I'm also going to put this block under the pillows with the blanket at the bottom, and that is going to support my chest as I forward fold. Right? So I'll do it from this angle so you can see here. So collect your items and find the height of the props that works best for you, right? I don't know how tall or how short you are, so you may need less or more props than me. And remember, this isn't necessarily about challenging ourselves right now. This is about nourishing ourselves by coming into the present moment and feeling honestly no sensation and just relaxing. So when you're ready and you've got all your stuff, you're gonna just hinge at the hips and let all your weight fall onto your props and begin to breathe. Inhale, exhale. If your belly is a little squished while breathing, that's okay. You can breathe into your chest. Remember, today the intention was set for self-love. So in this space, you might even feel negative thoughts coming up that are hateful or resentful, that are judging you for taking this time, this space. Allow them to pass by. These visitors are not welcome right now. What is welcome in this space is love, is trust, faith, and nourishment. Allow your weight to really sink into the pillows. You can bring your arms up to the pillows or a bolster or whatever you've got, and rest your head on your hands folded on top, or you can let your hands fall to the sides. If you feel any unease at your heels, you can also put a pillow or other blankets or soft cloth under your heels to support your heels, right? We want to feel absolutely supported in every single way possible in this position. And we'll be holding this for about 7 minutes. About 2 minutes has already passed, so enjoy yourself and relax. You can roll your head onto your cheek on either side, or continue to lay down with your face flat on the pillow or blanket. This is your time to be gentle with yourself. You're safe in this space to relax. Keep breathing. May each breath you inhale self-love, nourishment, self-respect, and the honoring of your body and spirit. With every exhale, exhale self-hate, self-judgment, fear of the future, fear of the past, and allow this moment to be the only moment. On your next inhale, slowly rise. It almost feels like you're waking up. When you're ready, you can push your props in front of you. Bring your knees, pull up your legs or from your knees or under your thighs. And let's bring the bottom of the feet together just a few inches in front of us into butterfly. So from here, we want to use our 2 blocks to support under each knee. For me, the medium height, or is this the medium height? Okay, sorry. The lowest height is just about perfect, but you can go with the medium height. I wouldn't really recommend the highest height. I would recommend using 2 blocks on each side, or possibly a block and a pillow, just because it's very unstable, but you can use the medium height or the low height to support the outer knees, whenever you'd like. And when you've got that situated, Make sure you feel nice supported, that the blocks aren't irritating your thighs, that they're perfectly supporting your knees. Take your time with that. And when you're ready, you can bring your rest of your props, your blankets, your pillows, in front of you to support a forward fold in butterfly. You know, if you wanted even more support in this pose, you could actually put a like half folded blanket under your tailbone, just under your tailbone, not really under your bottom, just to keep that raised. And then on your next exhale, slowly exhale as you lower down onto your pillows or bolster. And relax here for about 7 to 8 minutes. You can keep your forehead on the blankets or pillows or turn to your cheeks. Relax here. And keep breathing. Let your breathing be a thermometer of sorts for how deeply you are relaxed, or rather a measurement of sorts. The slower and deeper you are breathing, the more relaxed you tend to be. And again, you can bring your hands up to support and cross your hands to support your forehead as you lay down, or let your arms fall to your sides and relax. Whatever makes you feel best. That is an act of self-love when you choose what's best for you, what feels best for you. Not because I said to, not because you saw someone else do this or that. It's because you feel best doing this. You feel best doing that. Inhale self-acceptance. Exhale self-rejection. Inhale presence. Exhale anxieties and depression. Inhale allowing the present moment. Exhale resistance of the present moment. Continue breathing like this. We've got a few more minutes here, so enjoy. We've got a couple more minutes here. Really take your time to savor these moments, these next breaths, to reflect on what self-love means to you. How does it make you feel when you hear the word or the phrase self-love? On your next inhale, you can slowly raise your torso up. Take note of the relaxation that is anchoring into your body through this practice, and how much different you already feel from the beginning of the practice to this moment. And we've still got a couple more poses left. So you can push your bolsters or your blankets off your feet, just to the side, not too far. Remove the blocks from under your knees. And you can roll onto your side, onto your hands and knees, wherever you're at in your mat. Take your time, there's no rush. There's no rush in the world right now. You are safe to take your sweet time. Meet me in this tabletop position. And here we can just do a couple cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine, bring the belly up and in. Keep the shoulders over the ankles, knees over the hip points. Let's take a few more of these. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, nice and slowly. Round the back. Lower the head. Push up through the shoulders. One or two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, on your next exhale, you can bring your knees about mat distance apart. Could be a little closer, could be a little farther. Toes are touching as we go into a supported child's pose. One of my personal favorites. I'm going to actually bring my rose quartz and just hold it in my hand in this position, just to feel its energy and to feel that self-love that we've been talking about. Personally, for me, crystals are a form of self-love and self-healing, and I like to bring them into my practice to have that. So position your blankets, bolsters in front of you at your waistline and as close as possible to your belly or waistline as you feel is as supportive as you need right now. for me, I've got the two blankets, the two pillows, the blanket and the block between the block is sandwiched between two pillows. And find yourself, get comfortable. If your knees are touching the floor and not the mat, you can bring them closer together, and or put a blanket or a cloth under your knees and not pressing against the floor. If you're uncomfortable with your ankles under your butt, what you can do is you can actually grab your blanket and put the blanket under where your feet will be, where your ankles will be, and that feels so much better. So find your sweet spot. Don't be afraid to reposition things, to change the way that you order your props in front of you, and take your sweet old time getting comfortable. I think I'm ready to lower down into this child's pose, this supported child's pose. So we're gonna hinge at the hips and slowly lower our belly and upper body onto the pillows. I'm actually gonna add another block right there to just have a nice even support on my torso. And we're gonna be in this position for about 8 minutes. So get comfortable. And on your next exhale, lower all the way down, release, relax. If you brought some tea, take a sip of that tea maybe before this position, before you get too comfy in this position, because trust me, once you get comfy in it, you're not gonna wanna leave. And you can lower onto your forehead or onto your cheek, right or left, whatever you'd like to do. That is your choice. Your hands can be laying on the mat in front of you. If your elbows are touching the mat and you'd like more support, you can get another blanket or cloth and put them under your elbows. Right now mine feel good, so I'm just gonna relax into this position and continue to breathe. I invite you to do the same. Notice yourself breathing. As you inhale, breathe to your back body. Let the breath fill your back, lungs, and ribs. as we reflect on the theme of self-love today, I invite you to allow any emotions or situations coming up to the forefront of your mind that you need to practice more self-love in. It may be in a relationship or in a work situation or in a friendship dynamic where you may need to practice self-love. And practicing self-love doesn't always mean cutting people out, ghosting, or walking away without any explanation. Sometimes self-love can be as simple as saying, I need to walk away for 10 minutes and breathe. Self-love can be waking up 20 minutes earlier to drink tea and look at the sunrise. Self-love can be telling someone, I'm not in the right space to have this conversation. Can we return to it later? Self-love is many things. And we can practice it many ways. And I'm proud of you for practicing it right now. Continue to breathe. Our next inhale, push up onto your hands and slowly lift up your torso. Lift up your spine, awaken from your beautiful child's pose. Let's enter our last pose before Shavasana. Our last pose before Shavasana is a wall pose. So bring your mat up against a wall that will fit the length of your mat and your body up against it. So you may be in a very condensed space, but I am sure you will be able to find a wall somewhere, somehow. So take your time if you're not already there. We'll be using the strap for this. So grab your strap and we're gonna put it around our mid to lower thighs right before we bring our legs up the wall. So if you don't have a strap, you can use a scarf, maybe a shoelace, but that might not be thick enough. And you can just scoot your butt, take your time, scoot your butt. Don't make the mistake like me and strap it too tight. You can actually strap it loose right before you put your legs up and then keep it tight, because it's harder to get your butt to the wall when it's tight. That's okay. So here I am at the wall. My legs are up at the wall. You want to feel completely like your thighs are effortlessly hanging there. And if your head wants a little bit of support, you can put a pillow under it, but I'm just gonna put the end of my blanket half folded because I don't really want my neck up. You want to keep your neck pretty neutral, but if you want that extra support under your neck or under your head, go ahead. So we're going to do this position for about 7 minutes. If the legs at the wall become too much, you can always just lower them down, take off the strap, and come straight into Shavasana, just laying on your back onto the mat. Put a blanket over you and start Shavasana early. So that's always an option. Now, let's stay here for, like I said, about 7 minutes. I'm actually gonna put a pillow on top of my belly just to feel the weight. So if you have like a weighted blanket, that might feel really good. You can drop your arms to your sides, or just bring them on top, cross them over the pillow. You can bring them overhead, whatever is more relaxing. This actually feels really good, bringing your arms up overhead. Find your breath. Find it within yourself to give yourself a smile. Take a moment to admire yourself, that you've gotten this far in the practice. Notice and acknowledge your devotion to self-love right now. Yes, we can love others without self-love, but our love becomes richer, deeper, and insanely more fun when we fill up our own cups, when we nourish ourselves, when we put our health first, our mental health, our spiritual health. Notice how much your life changes when you make self-love a priority, not an option, a priority. Inhale into the chest, the ribs, the belly. Exhale. Inhale into the belly, ribs, the chest. Exhale from the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Let's slowly exit out of this position. You can just pull up the strap to get it off your legs and slowly just bring your feet down. You can lower your body onto the ground from the side. Push up from the side. Ooh. I feel good. Alright, our last posture today is Shavasana. So who doesn't love Shavasana, right? So once you've lowered down and got yourself repositioned, you can bring your bum to around the middle of the mat, and you can grab a blanket, cover yourself, get a little pillow or another blanket under your head. That's your choice. And Relax here in Shavasana. And relax here in Shavasana for about 5 to 8 minutes, probably 8 minutes. Let's do 8 minutes in Shavasana. You can even cover your face. I like to cover my face when I sleep sometimes. We're not sleeping though, right? We're not sleeping, not yet. Not yet, I want to now. I want to. Definitely don't recommend doing this in the morning when you've got things to do. But maybe this is what you need in the morning, right? Maybe on like a Sunday or a day off when you've just been working so much and doing so many things that you just need a day to relax and you gotta settle yourself down for the day. This might be for that. You can practice 3-part breathing by breathing into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. You can hold at the top and exhale from the chest, the ribs, and the belly. And continue that breathing with or without the hold. Whatever is more comfortable, whatever is more for you right now, because this is for you. This whole practice is for you to be present, to enjoy, to decompress, to unwind. It's beautiful. I were you, I would go to sleep. If you're at that point in the day where you're gonna go to sleep, if you have to get up and go do things after this practice, I definitely recommend stepping outside, waking up slowly from the Shavasana, and going into the day knowing that you took the time and the space and the energy and the non-resistance to being present with yourself and loving yourself. You can stay here in Shavasana for as long as you want, even if that does end up in sleep, like I said, or you can slowly rise and come back into the day feeling restored and rejuvenated. At least that's how I'm feeling. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. It has been an honor and a pleasure doing this sequence with you, and I pray that you felt the benefits and that you feel the benefits from this practice into the night or into the day, wherever you're at. Until next time, namaste.